And then, of course, there's Donald Trump. Donald Trump has been saying that he will run for president as a Republican, which is surprising since I just assumed he was running as a joke.
I continue to believe Mr. Trump will not be president. And the reason is because I have a lot of faith in the American people.
But perhaps the simplest is if Donald is the nominee, Hillary wins. Hillary wins by double digits, and I don't think there's anything we can do to change that.
Oh boy, it's that time again. It's election season. Oh, it's been great. I've actually been drinking the Kool-Aid that is American politics, and I have to say it's been absolutely fantastic so far. So what you just saw was pretty much a small portion of the people who said that Trump will never be president. Well, to the astonishment of all the experts, the skeptics, and other politicians, Donald Trump is now the president-elect. And a lot of people are upset about these results. I'm going to be going over the aftermath of the election results, and it has been an absolute meltdown. Now, I'm going to be focusing mainly on the Hillary side of things, the Hillary supporters, the advocates, the anti-Trump people, because they're the most interesting. First up, we're going to stop by Twitter and admire the salt mine that's just appeared overnight since Trump was elected. So we've got a tweet here, well, a series of tweets here from someone called Liz. And from a picture, as you can see, she's got some mascara dripping down her face, as if she's been crying. This election's just been far too much for poor old Liz. But let's see what she has to say. How do I go to school today? How do I do anything? This is just so devastating. And of course, further down that list, I haven't been this devastated, this angry, and this dejected in such a long time. I don't even know what to do. Well, Liz, here's my advice, Grab all the necessities and things you actually need to survive the Trumpocalypse, and retreat to that Clinton bunker, because if everything goes well, Trump is looking to stand in office for the next 8 years. I can't believe people would rather have a racist, homophobic, and sexist rapist as the president rather than a woman. Whoa, that's a doozy. Did you hear that, Trump supporters? You elected a sexist rapist.
Ew. Donald Trump is president. We're all screwed. Yay. We're all gonna die. We're all gonna die.
Now, I'm not going to start attacking this poor boy. That he's obviously misguided. He has no idea how the world works, nor politics at that. But someone in this poor kid's life has been encouraging this. They have been egging it on to the point where this kid thinks the world is going to end. It's rather sick, if you ask me. Now, the next one is inexcusable. It's quite a doozy that came from Facebook. As a sexual assault victim, a vote for Donald Trump was a vote against me. As a pansexual, a vote for Donald Trump was a vote against me. As a woman, a vote for Donald Trump was a vote against me. Yeah, you're starting to get it now. There's an underlying theme throughout all these little notes she's decided to make, or maybe he, who knows. Now, if we go down the list, we find something rather good. It really wraps it up quite nicely. If this is the America you cast a vote for, it's an America where you don't love, respect, or even acknowledge me. Me. All about me. The world to this person revolves around her. Him. I don't know. I can't tell anymore with these pansexuals and demi-deviates, it's just all beyond me. I don't understand it, and I don't even want to understand it, to be honest. It's just far too much for me, It's too much for my feeble little mind to wrap around. I just don't get it. But throughout this entire post, it's all about me. How self-absorbed do you have to be to think America revolves around you? How self-absorbed do you have to be to think the world revolves around you? It's fucking amazing what goes through these people's heads.
Since you voted for Donald Trump, you can get your and get out. The suitcase is packed by the door.
The support of Donald Trump may have made her a target.
The first clip of which you just saw was a mother who was upset about how the election ended. You know, Donald Trump won. You know what, I better vent on my kid. It's the best way to handle a situation, especially when you're upset. Now, there's not much more I should have to say about that video. It's rather disturbing within itself. Now, the second video is of a teen girl who still goes to school, and she was beaten over something pro-Trump related that was posted to social media. It really paints a picture into the mindset of some of these people. It really gives you a general idea on how they handle upsetting or bad news. Now, I'm gonna wrap this part up now because it's going on. I could read tweets and Facebook posts about how the world's gonna end and how it's a vote against me all fucking day. But let's move on to something even better. That's right, fuck Donald Trump. Fuck all the naysayers, you know, fuck Donald Trump. We here and we gonna be heard, alright? Our voice matters. So as soon as Donald Trump was elected emperor, protests basically broke out immediately. Then on top of this, you have CNN. All through this election, CNN has been on Hillary's side. Always launching or publicizing slow campaigns against Trump, you know, grabbing pussies, being a sexist, a misogynist, an absolute racist on top. But that's not the point. The next clip I'm about to show you really illustrates CNN's core values of how they, you know, report.
So you don't feel like this was a fair election because it looks like Donald Trump won fair and square. How did he win fair and square? Hillary had more votes. More human beings voted for Hillary. This isn't fair. We didn't get one vote. You didn't get a vote. It's just like back in the day when your vote was 1/3. Thousands of people still continue to gather. But like you heard this man, very passionate about the idea he doesn't want Hillary to stop.
Yeah, Brian, you know I used to live there, and I know that guy. That's John Gurkovic. He actually went to Africa with me as a cameraman. But anyway, that's another story. All right, thank you, John. Thank you very much, Ryan. I want to get back to Jason. Jason, you have been covering the Trump team tonight.
Aw, you just got caught out there, buddy. Next time you try and push a narrative, make sure to inform the anchors back at the station before, you know, following through. It's always a good idea to make sure everyone's on board. Alright, so we got these protests, and we got the media reporting what it does best, the bullshit that it tries to push on everyone else, and then we've got this.
We're gonna fight what that shit symbolizes! Fuck that shit! This represents slavery, colonialism, genocide, oppression, and it's alright to burn that shit!
That's right, we're gonna burn that shit. Nothing says democracy like burning the American flag. Now, fuck Trump wasn't good enough. They needed a real slogan, a real zinger of a chant to go along with their, you know, peaceful protest. And this one is actually quite amazing. USA, fuck Trump. No KKK, no fascist here. That slogan is absolutely fucking appalling. I don't know who fucking came up with that, but they should probably think about, you know, taking that long walk. That is absolutely fucking terrible. Now, that's not their only brilliant slogan they've come up with. They've got quite a few. You know, they've really gone out in the creative department and really brought home some zingers. The next clip we have requires a trigger warning. It's quite violent and it may disturb some viewers. So, if you're really sensitive and you can't go anywhere without an adult, just be warned.
A Trump supporter wearing a Build the Wall t-shirt was assaulted by several young men. Fearing for his safety, I yelled at him to get away.
Now, that's not the only incident that's occurred during all these peaceful protests, or sit-ins as they like to call them. There's actual multiple accounts of them. all over the internet. And these protests are more or less people whinging that their candidate wasn't elected. They're protesting democracy, which appears to have worked. I mean, if you look at it, it was pretty much, it was a hair nose Trump won by. He didn't win by a landslide. It wasn't any rigging in place. He won by a fucking hair nose. Now, people are throwing a fit, having temper tantrums. What does that remind you of? Children. These people are acting like absolute children because their candidate didn't win and the world's gonna end and oh my god, I can't live in this country anymore. I'm gonna move to fucking Canada. Shut the fuck up. People are sick of being beaten with a stick by the people crying the loudest. No wonder Trump won. They're sick of it.